there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a full face of very minimal makeup. I thought I would do a bit of a different video showing you what kinds of complexion products I would use if I really want to focus on my eyeshadow and I'm going to do a bold eye makeup look. I usually try to keep the makeup on the rest of my face pretty minimal. So I wanted to show you a very minimal makeup routine that isn't super glowy or highlighty, just slightly very natural looking, not a bold color blush, not really any bronzer, just a very clean slate so that you can focus on the eyes. So I wanted to do a very bare look video, so let's get into it. You can also think of this kind of a video as your skin but better. This is to me very truly natural makeup. Sometimes when people talk about like a neutral natural look, they're not talking about like much color or colors very close to the skin tone. Evening out the complexion, filling out the brows, putting a little bit of color on the cheeks, a tiny bit of highlight, and that's it. Maybe mattifying the complexion a little bit with some powder. So I have some products here. Some of them I haven't used in a while. Also just want to show different products on my channel that I have in my collection. I like using up, or not using up. It's rare for me to use up a product, but just using different kinds of products in my videos. There are certain things that I constantly use that you just get bored of me talking about, but then there's other things that like, hey, I need to use this in my routine a little bit more. Okay, so for complexion, here's one of those ones I always talk about. I'm using the golden version of the Victoria Beckham primer. This is the golden primer. You might think, well, that doesn't suit you. It gives a light golden sheen, but it literally disappears onto the skin. I'm going to be using a couple different foundations. The Lisa Eldridge foundation, because it's been a minute since I've used this on camera. This is the shade at number 2. The Seamless Skin foundation. I'm also going to mix in the Chanel Beiges Water Fresh tint. I have the shade Light, and we're just going to try to make this a little bit of a lighter texture. It's already very natural looking, but I'm going to make it even lighter. So I'm going to start with the Water Fresh tint on my palette. Couple pumps here. I have to pump this out. I find that I like the Lisa Eldridge foundation. It's a little bit hard to pump onto my palette like this. It just comes out in little tiny spurts. My finger here, this makes this more gel-like, a little bit more watery. Here's our texture now. I'm gonna put this on my fingers first and then take my trusty beauty blender, Real Technique sponge. I've been using the Lisa Eldridge again for the past couple days, and I just find the finish to be really natural looking. But I do find like around my mouth, if I'm eating or whatever, drinking, talking a lot, putting my hands on my face, like leaning on my hands, it does wear off a little bit. Like it's not, especially if you don't put a lot. I find like little lines around here just from wear and tear, like it just kind of easily comes off. I don't think that's a bad thing, but it's not one of those like, I find it just kind of transfers off easily, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I know it's not like a foolproof, waterproof, sweat-proof, promising formula. That's not what it's trying to do, but I did notice that a little bit yesterday when I was wearing it. Oh, like this really tissues off. Even if I put powder over it to set it, it just kind of comes off a little bit easier than I want it to. I know for me, I don't like touching up my makeup, even though I'm eating and drinking and touching my face. I want it to magically stay put. I know that's really high expectations. So this probably watered down the coverage a little bit, which is totally fine with me. My skin doesn't have any obvious bad breakouts right now. So I'm fine with kind of the lighter coverage this is giving me with this mixture. All right, I think I'm ready to move on to concealer. One of the most dewy looking coverages of concealer I have is from Typology. This is the lightest type 1 shade. This is a concealer tint, and I'm going to use this today under my eyes. So the thing about this concealer is it's a little bit too dewy for me. So I'm taking my little sponge here. This is most likely way too much. So I'm gonna stop using that sponge and use a bigger, cleaner sponge to blend that out. I don't think it's quite the right color for me. It could be a little bit lighter, less neutral looking, more cool leaning, but it's not a bad concealer. It's a really natural looking concealer. I think it could be a little bit more coverage with it, but it's one of those really natural looking concealers, I guess. Just your skin but better type of coverage. Actually, I have an eye brightener here. This is from Clé de Peau. Maybe I'll add a little bit of brightness. This is the Ivory Radiant Corrector for Eyes. This might give us a little bit more brightness. Yeah, I think that might help coverage too. Sometimes you just need a little extra. I probably need a little extra every day because I don't sleep as much as I do, but that looks better. Just a little bit of that pen made a difference. Okay, cream products. Okay, so I have a couple of things to talk about. The Jones Road Miracle Balm Dusty Rose. So I did a full video on Jones Road featuring this product and another shade of the Miracle Balm. This is one of those Vaseline type of products. It's not meant to give you like a ton of color or be bold like a blush. I hate the smell of it. It's a very chemical smell. It's not fragrance though. What I found is that this lifts up foundation. Perfect if you don't wear foundation or base makeup. But if you do, I found that it disturbs it. We're just gonna try a little bit today. I'm fully imagining that it's gonna remove some coverage, but that's fine. Just a little bit, okay? Not gonna try to accomplish any color. Just a little bit of a sheen and shine. And that's it. So, very minimal blending and touching, just because I want to keep my coverage on my face. A little bit more over here. I mean, I can see foundation lifting up, but that's okay. I'm not looking for perfection today, but just not gonna go too hard with that product. It's a bit tacky, does not really dry down for me. But I'm gonna go in to get with my color, the Lisa Eldridge Enlivening Blush. This is the pink soap shade. This actually opened on the other end. There's a huge hole that I did not create. Just one day notice, oh, there's a huge hole in my blush. This blush is really, the texture is really great. The color is really natural, but it almost needs more pigment, I think. It's really almost too natural. And that it also kind of disappears. Like, it doesn't last super long, but it honestly looks probably the closest to how my cheeks actually look when they blush. Very close and very, very natural looking, almost like you're not really wearing makeup. But you're adding a little bit of something. They have different shades. I actually haven't seen this on Lisa Eldridge's website. the blush in a long time, so I don't know what's happening with these. But when she did have them, they had a few shades, so maybe I just picked the wrong one. But this is like very light blush coverage, almost non-existent. Highlighter, I do want to do a little tiny bit, even though like we have the glow going on with the Miracle Balm. This is the Westman Atelier lit up stick, Nectar. I don't love this because it's not very bold, but it's perfect for a little bit of dew for this kind of a look. Like, we're just not going in very heavy. We want very natural looking skin. Like, if you wanted to fake that you are not wearing makeup, this is the kind of stuff I'm going for. I'm gonna do powder. This is the Kosas Cloud Set and Feathery. This powder right here, just gonna take a big brush, ref for 25. So I feel like, yes, my complexion is a lot more even, a little bit brighter under the eyes, a little bit of sheen here, but it all looks super, super natural. Like, you know, if you look close up, I look like I'm wearing makeup, but from far away you might think, oh, she's pretty barefaced. But that is the whole point of this video. Next, I'm going to tackle brows, and this product is probably one of the more natural looking brow products I have in my collection, the M Cosmetics Blonde Brow Cream. This is a brow gel type of product, except it's a cream, and it just gives you really feathery looking lashes. I think it takes a while to get really bold brows because of the applicator and just how the product kind of comes out. It's not like very heavy coming out, so you can get like a really boyish, natural looking without going overboard or too dark or just kind of too thick. It allows you to really build. Now, I will say, you don't want to put too much product in, because like most brow gels, it does have a tendency to start gunking up a little bit when it dries. You get product buildup. So very natural looking brows here, and I like to use a spoolie, push them up a little bit. Eye primer, because I am going to do a video after this with a very bold eye makeup look, so I'm going to use my primer now and kind of cancel things out. This is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, one of the few MAC products that I have. This is a product that I recommended to my mom, who's in her 70s, because she asked me, you know, is there anything that I can use to make my eyeshadow last? And I recommended this, and she's like, I tried it actually really works. I didn't think it would, but it did. I was like, okay, Mom. I don't know, like, she's not into makeup like me, but she wants, you know, she still wears it every day, I think. She's not into colors, but I guess she put something on her eyes and she wants it to last, so she liked this product. So that is the eye base. For lips and eye mascara, that's all we're gonna do. This is a kind of a bougie product. It's from Chanel, Rouge Coco Flash, 154 douceur. I don't think this was a limited edition shade, but it's pretty much a shiny lip balm with a little bit of shimmer that, you know, you can use before other lip products if you want. You can use it on its own. It's just really comfortable. Mascara, I've been using the Jones Road The Mascara. Now this type of mascara is really going to give you a more voluminous, bolder lash. So if you want really natural, it's also in black. If I wanted to be more natural, I'd probably do brown, so it would match me a little bit better. Black doesn't really go. You know, I have brown hair, not black, so it definitely adds a little bit of drama. Now, normally I wouldn't put on mascara before eyeshadow, but this is a complete look on its own, very barefaced, with a little bit of something extra on the cheeks. Just want to make sure we're all set here. Alright, here we are, the final look. I cleaned up the mascara. Pretty much just looks like I have maybe some mascara, some lip product, some foundation on, but there's actually a lot more to it, as you guys saw. But very fresh, natural looking, bare face, basically ready for the next step, which is maybe lots of eye makeup and some highlighter in some really fun shades. So just very basic makeup, very minimal, bare-faced. Some of you guys, this is your day-to-day look because you don't have a lot of time. You just want to even out the skin tone, you know, define the lashes and brows, and walk out the door with some lip balm. Totally get that. If you guys have any questions about the products I use, any recommendations on other types of bare face makeup, please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.